everyone, it's Akio here, and I am here to give you a look at my Hobonichi weeks through the month of January and in my new Gillio cover. So I bought the Gillio knockoff, the Moterm cover on Amazon, just to see if I liked the layout, and I did. So I bought this little beauty used on the Buy Sell Trade page on Facebook, and it is the Punto Slim in the color Anthracite, which is like a nice dark-ish, more like medium gray. It does look a little brown in certain lights, especially on camera, but it's definitely gray, which makes me super happy because gray is one of my favorite colors, purple, black, and gray. So I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I will say, like, I don't have plans to do a formal, like, comparison of the Gillio versus the Moterm, because I think those videos are already out there. But I will say that other than the obvious quality upgrade with the Gillio, the big back pocket is not in the Moterm, it's in the Gillio, and the Gillio is wider and the strap is longer, so you can fit a lot more in it, which is important because, you know, things bulk up over time as you use them. So even just, you know, after a month of using my weeks, the Moterm cover, I was having a hard time getting it closed, where this one I have all the room in the world to expand throughout the year. So that's just something to keep in mind. I personally think that this is worth it. I have a bit of an ethical issue with calfskin leather. However, I bought it used. It's not like it was a custom. It already existed. So that's my way of justifying it. My husband thinks I'm a bit silly. But whatever. Like, it's just, I feel guilty. But it's already out there. Like, it's already happened. So I did purchase this, and I'm so glad that I did. It's absolutely gorgeous. So looking inside, I do use this as my wallet. I've struggled with wanting to use my planner as a wallet, but not being able to pull it off, like, my entire planner life as an adult. So like the last 5 years. But this allows me to do it. I absolutely love it. I'm using this little, it's like a bank transaction thing from Annie Plans, and I just divvy it up into what I would normally split my cash envelopes into, and I'm trying to just do everything like record it on paper, but just use my card and avoid using cash. Something my husband and I talked about. I wanted to give it a try, but if this doesn't work out well, I will go back to the cash envelope system. So I just keep that tucked right there. I have stickers from Lasny Korea, all the standard ones that I've been carrying from planner to planner to planner. I don't use a ton of stickers, but hers are my absolute favorite, so I keep them with me. And not much has changed. If you saw my original video, not a whole lot has changed, which is kind of nice. I like the consistency. It's not something that I get a lot of in my planning life, but this is all working really well for me. So I haven't made many changes. I still have all of my little die cuts here. I did add a little washi pen loop. This is a yearly printable that I made myself just on Word, and I can't remember if I had the vellum in my planner in my last video. I don't think I did. So that's probably, if that's true, that's the biggest change. So I went through vellum digital files that I already owned and threw them in here. This is Lasny Korea. This is Coffee Monsters Co., the Australia wildfire fundraiser that she did. So I have this here, and I watercolored my year at a glances. So I know that the darker ones are not right now. The darkest one is in the past. Next year is purple, and they're like covered up by the vellum. And then here's my current one. So I color coded that. And then, so this is my, I don't know what you call this page. It's the whole year. It's kind of like a giant yearly tracker-ish. So I'm using it to track depression. So I have up days, down days, and like numb days. It's a little hard to explain, but I know it when I feel it. So I wanted to start tracking those, and it's been nice to be able to look back and be like, wow, most of my days are up days. Like, that's cool. That's kind of uplifting all in its own. I also track my period with little dots. The little lightning bolts are migraines, and S is just for sick. So I had a nasty virus last month. I'm hoping that is it for the rest of the winter. That would be awesome. Okay, I think the Star Wars vellum is Banana Doodle Shop. I'm pretty sure. If you want to know for sure, and you don't want to look at the website, comment below or send me a message on Instagram. But I think I bought these so long ago. I think that's where it's from. And this also, I just did watercolor, and you know, it gave it a little something. When things are pretty, I have more incentive to use them. So my December monthly, it's really just bills and my husband's schedule. January, I went all out. So I did bills, which I have in like my outliner. The weather I did in blue. My husband's schedule I did in purple. I always color code my pay periods based on where my paycheck is gonna get me to. So when I do my budgeting, I do it by pay period, and like, so this shows me, so I got paid on the 9th, so the paycheck before that needed to last me until the 8th. So then I look for whatever bills, like I mark it in purple, and then I look for whatever bills fall there. There weren't any in that one. But then like here, this pay period is blue, so the blue paycheck has to last me all the way to the 22nd, and I had a ton of expenses there. And so I split it up by pay period, and I see if there's, like, sometimes I have a pay period that might, just by the way my bills fall, it might be more than my paycheck, or close to it, or, you know, there'd be just enough if we don't buy food. So I figure it out by paycheck, and see, do I need to have money roll over when I have like an easy pay period where I don't have bills coming out of that check? How much should I save to roll over into the next one so that everything goes smoothly and I can still put money in the savings and all of that? So I had a tracker down here for my students' attendance, because I only have at any given time a maximum of 7 students. So I would have room to do that here, and I did have room, but I just, because I'm using this as a wallet, I'm not really taking this planner out during the day when I'm at work. Plus, that's not something I used to do anyways, because over the years, due to certain behavioral situations, it wouldn't have made sense. Like, my planner would have been destroyed, or I would have like been stricken in the head with it. Like, so I would always keep it tucked away where it's safe. And now I have a Gilio, which is like worth a substantial amount of money. Like, it's a high-end planner, so I don't want anything to happen to it. And also it has my bank cards or cash or whatever in it, because I'm using it as a wallet, and I don't like having my wallet just like laying around. It's just not a good idea for students or people that I work with, or just in general. So I wasn't pulling this out during the day, so I just covered this up, and I'm continuing to keep track of that in my teacher planner, which is the most boring, ugly, not cute thing in the world, and I'm never going to show it to you because none of my heart or soul goes into that planner whatsoever. It's just things for work. But I do carry work things over into this planner, which I will show you in my weeklies. So for February, it hasn't gotten as pretty yet. I haven't put in the weather, but there's a web page where I can look and see what it was. So I might go and like back plan that. We have a winter break coming up. My dog turns 3 this Tuesday. So some exciting things. This little sticky note is what we were just talking about with the breakdown of the pay periods and rollover money and how I divide everything up. So that's what I do here. I write it on a sticky and then I fold it in half. So if I'm flipping through things, like, I don't mind people seeing my expenses, but like, you don't need to know how much I make and how much I spend and rollover money, and like, that's a little bit too much. But I mean, I don't care that you know that I pay for Sirius radio and I have a Prime account, like, and a cell phone, whatever. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do down here. I don't know. It's a good space, but I don't really look at my monthly on a daily basis. So I don't know if a tracker would really make sense. I'm not sure. Some people are super reliant on their monthlies, and that's just not me. Really, it's just my bills and birthdays. For everything else, I use my weeklies. So that's my monthlies. And then they get less cute as we go on. I just did like the basics with my family's birthdays and my work schedule. And then I did it in gray because I figure all of my favorite colors match gray. So I can go and like add more color later. And okay, so I bought these sticky notes at a local pharmacy. They are Post-it brand, and I trimmed them down with my paper cutter so that they would fit in here. And this is covering up all of the Japanese pages that I wasn't able to read. So I wasn't really getting any benefit from them. So I covered them up with this, and I can swap these out if I want to. It's just, washi holding it down. But, so this is just for like random notes, things like that. Plus it's a really pretty shade of purple. So that's just a way to utilize that space a little more. And then it goes into my weeklies. So I went over this in my past video. I like the way that this looks, but I find what I've been doing more like this to be more functional. So that is what I stuck with after a certain point. This is when I was on break, so like everything's different. Everything's different when I'm not working. It gives me more freedom and the ability to utilize the space differently. But when I'm working, I need like this. So let me show you my most recent one. Or like, I guess, so either one of these. So what I've been doing is I keep like this side for work and for big things of the day. So here, no school, so I didn't have to work. And this was my goal of the day, just have a restful day off with my husband. Down here, I was trying to contain the rage. That was, I was so mad that day. We won't go there. So here my nephew came to visit. So like, that's the highlight of the day. Otherwise, it's kind of split up by work and home, but it's also kind of split up by time. So I do absolutely nothing before I go to work. I sleep until the absolute last second. I get ready at warp speed, and regardless of what time it is, I might be a half hour ahead of schedule. My ass is out the door and I'm on the way to work. If I have the opportunity, I like to get there early and have a little time to myself to get my classroom ready and lessons ready to go, check my email. But So if I won't wake up early enough to make sure that happens. It's really just based on how I feel in the morning. And I don't ever take any extra time at home before I leave. Like, I just get out of here as fast as possible. So the first thing that happens to me is at work. So this is kind of, chronological. So things that come up during the day that I need to focus on. So like goal sheets is something I had to get done that day. I had to do a reevaluation for annual CSE meetings coming up. That assessment had to be done, and my timesheet needed to be corrected. So those were things that I put in here the day before because I knew that they had to get done. And just based on time, that's where I spend the first part of my day. So it works out nicely that way. So on the days that I don't work, it's still going by time and by focus. So here, my nephew came to visit. It was a Saturday, so I didn't have a whole lot that I needed to put in here. But everything else falls on this side. On days that I do work, so it's like staff meeting at 8 a.m., CDT at 3 p.m., and then I just noted that I worked a half hour late, and then it rolls into after work and everything that goes on at home or things that I need to get done at home. And then I have my husband's work schedule here. So it works out really well. I label in a little bit more of an obvious and pretty way what week we're in, because it does tell you up here, it's printed. And down here, I put something significant for the week. So here I was debating using cash versus my bank card. And seriously, like, it was worth writing down. Like, I went so back and forth, getting out every wallet that I own, what's more convenient, blah, blah, blah. Because I get kind of obsessive about things. And then how I was feeling. And I was feeling totally exhausted. I'm going to say that was because I got so royally pissed off on Thursday. My temper tends to really drain me. So this was last week, and I stuck with the same thing. So this is working really well. I don't see myself changing it. It's not the most interesting to look at, but it's not to the point where I'm like, ew, this is so ugly, I don't even want to write on it. Like, it works really well. I add cute colors. I make it a little bit different every week, and it works for me as I use it, and it works for me for like looking back if I need to look up something that happened in the past. So I don't see it changing, and I hope that you guys are more entertained by the functionality than seeing me mix it up all the time, because I don't know that I will so much. Here, okay, so the week before I used a little like acrylic paint and wrote on it with white gel pen. Here I just did like a little Zen doodle and colored it in with watercolor markers. Before that, I wasn't covering up this quote down here. So, and it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't really mean a whole lot to me either way, but I do like this. I think what I'm tempted to use washi like a lot of people do, but I don't want a big lump in my planner. And when you put washi in the same place all the time, it causes a bump, and I don't have it in other places, so it's not like the bumps will even out. It would just be a lump right here all the time in my planner, and that's annoying. So I might keep doing this, like doodle a little washi strip. I don't know. My dog is yawning. He's ridiculous. Hi, baby. He's so sleepy. He has a birthday coming up, and I think he's feeling his age. He's going to be 3. It's very tiring. So yeah, I think I might keep doing this. We'll see. But here my focus was goal for next week, increase my mindfulness and all that. So I started experiencing chest pain on this day here. I ended up having to go to the ER. I went to urgent care first. Long story short, the person in urgent care put the leads on my chest for my EKG too close together, which made it look like I had a heart attack. So they sent me to the ER. It cost me $500 to just walk into the ER. I had everything done again at the ER, and my heart and my lungs were fine. I followed up with my regular doctor, and she said the same thing. They messed up at urgent care. So it was super stressful, but I do have high blood pressure, which doesn't surprise me at all. So I'm on medicine for my blood pressure now. I'm not feeling the chest pain anymore, but I am trying to work on staying calm. I think what happened was the last several months I have been making an effort to not get so mad, to, not yell. Not that I'm really a yeller, but like I get so outraged by other people and so freaking annoyed. Like people who just think that they don't have to live up to the same expectations as everybody else. Like, do your job. Be a parent. Be a citizen. Stop being so entitled and being a lying sack of crap. Like, people are the worst. And there's so many times throughout the week, especially at work, where I'm just like ready to just explode. But I've been choosing not to. However, I don't think I've been letting go of the rage. I think I've just been like pushing the rage down. Like just because I'm not yelling or swearing, I'm still super pissed off. I'm just not saying anything. And I think that that's definitely not helping me. So I got to work on just not letting things bother me. I don't know. I don't know how far I'm going to get with that, but I'm going to try. Yeah. So here we are this week. I have to go back and add another color. This is just a mild liner, like a little magenta one. So I'll add more color. I'll decorate the top. I'll color things in. And yeah, that's really all I do for my weeklies. I go around each box in black. I add in my husband's work schedule, and I rewrite over here the numbers and the days of the week. I really don't like the red that is used in the Hobonichis, and the Sundays are always red, so I just make everything black in my own handwriting. And that's that. So I haven't done next week yet. I'll probably do that tomorrow too. And then I just have my work schedule in here, any appointments that might be coming up. This is where I put them, because if I put them on my monthlies, I won't look at them. I've come to learn that. So I did the same thing back here with the sticky notes, just for areas to write things down. And we've got all my memory keeping. My cute little nephew all over the place. And I've sectioned it off so that I have probably way more than enough pages to memory keep. And then here I've been writing down the Tao Te Ching poems that are all about like being calm, being present, things like that. So there's, I believe, 81 of them. So I marked off enough pages for that. This is why I love the Mega Winks. Like, it's so versatile. There's so many pages. It's awesome. Again, I think this is Banana Doodle Shop. More Star Wars vellum. More sticky notes here. I think I did that just because I liked the way the purple looked under it. I don't know. But these aren't washi down, so I can move these around if I want to. And then here I have my list. Need to skip that page. Skincare, OPI, yada yada. I started a pen test page over here. I watched a video on the best pens in terms of whether or not they smear with the Hobonichi paper, And I'll tell you, the zebra gel retractable is not a good one. This giant study that I saw showed that the Pilot V5 Precise was the best. However, I bought it this afternoon. I have written with it some, and I am not finding, I'm not getting the same results by any means. So I'll have to see, use it a little bit more. I keep going back to the Sharpie pen, which I like that the Sharpie pen works. I like that it is easy to find. You can get them at like grocery stores and pharmacies. However, I don't like the, oh, what is it called? It's like a little felt tip. Oh, it's escaping me. Fine liner. I don't like using fine liners. I like using gel pens, and if I can't use a gel pen, I'll take a really inky ballpoint, I suppose, as long as you don't get those little like ink boogers that deposit as you're writing and then those smear. Oof, I can't. So I don't like using fine liners in general. They're not like a fluid way to write. They're not the most comfortable to hold. They wear down, so like you have to remember to rotate it as you're writing, or you're gonna like make the tip slanted, and then if you start writing with it not on the slant, it's like really uneven writing. I don't know, like it drives me nuts. But it's waterproof, it's easy to find, it fits in like every pen loop ever made, so I keep going back to it. I wish I could find something like that was just more fun to write with. I love the Hobonichi paper, but that is like my biggest issue. Whatever. So here I have books to read twice and shows to watch twice. So things that really like blow me away, I put on this list. It's the My 100 list, and I've split it into like 50 each. And yeah, I hope to definitely keep filling up the books one, but I am experiencing a serious book hangover from the Books of Babel series. Senlin Ascends is the first book, and I thought it was just a trilogy. I didn't realize there was going to be 4. So I like binge read them all at the end of 2019. And then I found out that there's going to be a 4th book, and it doesn't come out until 2021. So I'm like, oh God. So I'm going to have to reread them like in a year and just have this hole in my heart until it comes out. Whatever. And here I have sticky notes of varying kinds, and I just use it as like a little dashboard to put down a note and stick it where I need to. However, I have found that the Post-it brand sticky notes and like custom ones that I ordered from Etsy are way too sticky. I've never had this happen before, but like so sticky that if I put them down later when I remove them, there's a film there. So I've been like peeling one off and then like dabbing it on my shirt or like on my pants to get it a little bit linty before I put it on the page. And I think it's ridiculous that I have to do that. They're not labeled like super sticky or extreme or whatever. I know that there are sticky notes specifically made to be like weatherproof or super sticky, not fall off. That's not what these are. These are just like basic sticky notes, like Post-its, and I bought multiple packs from multiple places. So I don't know what that's about, guys, but it's a little silly. So I have to remember to dab them on my clothes first. But yeah, that is what I'm doing. That is what's working. This is my little pencil board I made. This is a printable from Lasny Korea. And this is the washi trimmings from doing the front and back covers of my Hobonichi. One thing that I do is I put clear packing tape over the washi because my washi peels up at the edges. I don't know if this happens to other people, but like it doesn't want to stay down as I'm using my planner. So the packing tape helps hold it down, and it makes it so I can put laminated die cuts on here and peel them off and move them around or replace them with new ones. So that's my little tip for that. And it makes it like super durable. I love it. So I just took the little trimmings, and it's like a little stained glass thingy. I just stuck it to the back of this printable. So I pick a side based on what colors I used in that weekly. And that's that. So like I said, I'm loving this Gillio. However, the one complaint I have is the pen loop. It's elasticized, but like it fits my Sharpie pen, but it's a snug fit. Ugh. And the only other pen that I always have with me is this Bic multicolor, but this is like, oof, that's like a lot. That was a lot of force. And then, oh, yeah, it's real tight. And then to get it out, like you really got to put the force in. So I don't even know if I should keep using this pen. Oh my God, you guys, I can't with all the pens that I buy and end up not working out with this paper. It's not worth giving up the Hobonichi weeks. I don't know. I love that it's so thin. I just wish it wasn't so darn smooth. I wish it had a little absorbency to it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick this back here. That's what I had been doing. Sticking that like that. Sticking the Sharpie pen in this little pen loop. And just call it a day. How about that? I also had a different Ollie clip on here. Well, it was on my last one. It was on the Motrin planner. And it just like up and disappeared. I have no idea. It fell off somewhere. I checked my Jeep. I emptied my purse. I can't find it. And I'm so sad. It was the purple glitter like mermaid scale. So this one's okay. This one's still really purple, but I'm bummed out about that. And I don't see it on the Ollie clip page, so I don't know. If you have one you want to get rid of, let me know and I'll buy it from you. I only like large clips on this size planner, which figures because I have a ton of little ones. I used to use pocket size planners, so like this, and the little ones look super cute, so I have a ton of little ones, and I don't have many big ones, and it seems like the cutest ones sometimes only get released in the size small. Like the Valentine's ones that are out right now are, the purpley ones are only small. So whatever. Maybe one day I'll find it. I'll suck it up in the vacuum cleaner or something when I'm like doing under the couch or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so this is my setup. It's working so well. I'm really happy in a way that almost makes me nervous. Like I get restless with my planning. But I don't remember being this content with my Hobonichi when I used it back in 2018, I think it was. It's just working really well. And the whole reason I went back to it, or wanted to try it again at least, was because I was using the cash system. It's roughly like the dimensions of a dollar bill. So I knew that whatever cover I had, I would be able to stick the bills in without folding them. So in this planner, I could stick them here so that I can reach them just like this without even opening or like really opening my planner wide. Or I could stick them here, or I could stick them in the back pocket. So I might go back to the cash system if this pay period, this whole debit card and keeping track of different purchases from different categories thing doesn't work out. We will see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long. I can't see my phone screen, so hopefully I was in frame the whole time and we haven't been here too crazy long. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that you saw and where I got it from. I will look it up for you because I definitely don't remember. I've been really good about not buying things like deco for my planner. So the things that I've had for a really long time. And if I didn't remember it right off the bat originally, I am sure not going to remember it now. So let me know if there's anything that caught your eye and I didn't say.